Oh, I just started. Okay. I'm Alexandria Glaudé. I wrestle 72 kilograms for the, what is it? Sorry, I'm blanking already. Women's freestyle world team.
There you go. Okay, well, congratulations. You're on the world team. This is your first world team, correct?
Yes, it's my first senior world team.
Nice. Okay. So tell me a little bit about how you were feeling post Final X. I know you didn't get to necessarily compete, but there were still a lot of emotions that day. You still had to walk out on the mat and do your thing. So tell me a little bit about the emotional toll of that, what that looked like, and where you are now.
Yeah, so it was definitely an emotional whirlwind. Yeah. I was one of the first people to find out, and I had just landed in New Jersey when I found out. Yeah. So it was a bit of a roller coaster, and then just trying to figure out, okay, what's expected of me at this point, which then I was told, you're still going to have to make weight, walk out on the mat, all the things. So in some ways it was still kind of like, all right, business as usual. I got to manage my weight, and the only difference was I got on the mat with my coaches that week and got my workouts in, tried to do other things to take my mind off of the competition itself like I usually do. Hung out with some friends, and then I really appreciated having the opportunity to still walk out, hear my walkout songs and still have my moment, even though it was not exactly the way I expected. So I mean, now I feel really excited now that I'm in the thick of preparation.
Yeah, the last time I think I saw you was at the Open, because I didn't get to go to Final X, but the last time I saw you was at the Open, and kind of get to witness the emotions behind competing at the Open. Mm-hmm. So for you, was that something that I know it wasn't a one-off, you had been working towards that, earning that every step of the way, but what was that release like? What happened in that moment? Because there were a lot of tears.
There were a lot of tears, yeah.
In the best way.
In the best way. It just felt like everything I had been working for just finally came to fruition, and I felt like I brought forth my best wrestling to that date. Mm-hmm. And there was just a lot that I was facing leading up to that. Mm-hmm. And so in some ways it kind of felt like I was training in the dark for a little while, kind of unsure of where my progress was, and just showing up day to day, trying to stay grateful and just take advantage of every opportunity. And, when I got to the Open, I just prayed to be able to be my best, to still glorify God in everything that I was doing, and just make my family and my coaches proud. And and so I feel like when I finally won, it was more of just this is so cool, and I'm so grateful, and just thinking about what it meant, because it had been, I think, 6 years since the last time I got to wrestle at Final X, and I felt I just felt like a completely different person. And so it just was a really wonderful realization.
So that is such an inspiring story. With your faith, you have made that the forefront of everything that you do, and I admire that so much.
Thank you.
Tell me about how you're going to implement that into this team, because this is a new team, a new opportunity, a new way to showcase yourself and be a leader in that role. So tell me a little bit about kind of what that comfortability will look like for you.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, my faith is at the forefront of my identity. So I'm a child of God before I'm a wrestler, and so this is just an opportunity for me to use the gifts and talents that I've been given. And it's less about winning and more about just how I show up, and just really testify to what God has done in my life. Obviously, everyone is at different walks in their faith journey, if they're on a faith journey, but I still believe that all of us have a light within us. And so even if we can't be unified in our belief in God, we can be unified in our character and our love for each other. Absolutely. And how we show up and just give each other those positive vibes. And so I'm just hoping that, even if it's not okay, we all believe in the same God, I think there's ways that we can still be a unified front. And so that's my goal, is to just give that love to everyone, and however they choose to receive it is great. And if I can help just bring positivity to this team, that will mean a whole lot. Obviously winning is great, but I think there's other forms of success too.
Bringing, tying the wrestling back into it, what are you most looking forward to this week in terms of the team, in terms of your skill, increase adaptation. I don't think that's the word. You know what I'm trying to say. What are you most looking forward to this week in terms of wrestling?
Oh man, there's a lot that I've been looking forward to, and I'm already getting some of it. Is
Yeah.
first just having lots of different partners.
Yeah.
You know, I have 2 great rooms that I'm training out of back in California, but it's always nice to come here to have the different looks for partners and also just the different like perspectives from coaching. And you know, this year we have Sarah Hildebrandt as our assistant coach, and she is just phenomenal in this coaching role and has already brought so much, not intensity, but just purpose to her teaching. And so I love that. I feel like I get so much better just in the small amount of time that I get to get feedback from her. And then just learning from all of the other athletes here, and also we've got a lot of activities planned for the week, so that's always fun.
That's awesome. Okay, so looking forward to Worlds. What are you looking forward to in terms of team bonding? Because, you have to solidify that team first before we move forward. So what are you most looking forward to in terms of building that bond with the girls?
Yeah, well, there's a good amount of us who are going to the ranking series next week.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that because that gives us the chance to get behind each other and compete and kind of go through that process together. So that's going to be really exciting. And then I think we've got like a rodeo tonight or something like that. I've never been to a rodeo, so I'm looking forward to that. It's always fun when you get wrestlers out of the wrestling room.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, on that note, is there any advice that you would give to either yourself 5 months from now or 5 months behind you?
Oh my gosh. I feel like 5 months from now. What's 5 months from now?
That will be the end of the year. That will be December.
I would like to give advice to myself 5 months from now, because I'm pretty sure I was crying somewhere, just like wondering if things are going to work out. And I would just tell her to keep holding on to your faith, keep doing what you're doing, and just continue to trust and keep smiling through it all. It's going to work out.
Perfect. On that note, have a great rest of your day.
Thank
and we'll see you soon.